centered?
Yeah.
I look good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Look
Always.
pretty? Do I have any dust on my head?
Oh, that would even add to it.
My name is Marino. I am from Jacksonville, Florida, and I am a street photographer. I don't like to limit myself to anything, I guess. I really like shooting street portraits. I like shooting inside abandoned buildings. Pretty much anything that I can utilize to just express the way that I feel about things. Well, right now I'm shooting with a Canon T3i. I've always shot Canon. It's actually my first camera that I ever bought. I went back to it now. And the reason I'm shooting with that now is because I had a 60D for like 2 years maybe. And then I was shooting with it all the time, and the shutter count's at 200,000 now, so it barely works anymore. And I had to go back to my old camera. I can't afford a new one right now. I'm trying to work on that, but for now it's a T3i. I think I'm going to be upgrading to a full frame here when I have the chance. That's a hard one. Okay, so I like both photography and videography. The reason I got a camera in the first place is because I wanted to start doing videography. But I have a lot more to buy before I can really do anything cool with video. But I think, like, have you ever seen those red cameras? Like, those are super sick. I love the red cameras. They're just super expensive, but I like the slow motion on those. Like, they're crazy, super crisp, like insanely good. So for videography, I would probably want like a red camera. You know, they're like 150,000 with your lens. And then for photography, I've always kind of shot kind of low. So like, I don't really have like a dream camera. I have cameras that are better, but everything's like achievable to me. So like, what I know is that like the goal camera, I guess I would want would either be like the 5D Mark III or actually a Nikon, because I thought about switching to Nikon. But yeah, like my favorite like Jacksonville photographer uses a Nikon D810, and I kind of always felt like that would be like a really good step up. Well, my favorite overall lens that I have is going to be my Tokina 11-16. It's a wide angle, and I like that it's sharp, but at the same time, it still gives me enough of an angle on everything when I'm shooting abandoned buildings to where I can use it for my portraits, I can use it for my landscapes. I don't really have to worry too much about it like not focusing correctly. So that's probably my favorite, I would say, overall. It's what I use like on the daily. Damn. Honestly, there's two of them. You already know, Dustin has that 24, so I would love a 24mm 1.4. I mean, on my crop sensor, it doesn't really do me that much justice, but even still, it looks, I have the bando dust on me. Even still, it looks amazing. And then also for portraits, I would love to get that 18 to 35 1.8 f-stop. Sorry guys. But yeah, that lens is like amazing for portraits. I think it's super sharp. All the shots that I've seen on it blow my mind, so that'd probably be my next step. Honestly, pretty much anything that's abandoned is gonna be my favorite spot. Like that's been my bread and butter since day one. That's kind of what I started out shooting. I've always liked gritty, like the weird stuff and the dramatic stuff, anything that can convey a mood. In Jacksonville, my favorite spot is, well, this is one of them. Like this is like really versatile. You can definitely come through here and get like a bunch of crazy portraits. I think it really has a lot of symmetry to it, and then it sounds like the grit, like the floors are peeling up. It looks crazy. And then the JEA has the best view of Jacksonville. I think that's really gonna be where that is. And then that's just iconic, man. It has the peely paint on the stairs, and it's 20 stories up, so it's just, that's like probably the best for the type of shoots that I would do. I like that question. I think as far as photography goes, especially, I have a favorite artist. I mean, in Jacksonville, there's several. I mean, if you look at my work, you can definitely see how it's transitioned from day one. Shooting with, you know, my buddy D, aka Division 4, if you want to tag him on that. He was like the first person that got me into shooting photos, so a lot of what we did kind of just went hand in hand with each other, and I piggybacked a lot, you know, from what he taught me on how to use my camera. And then Matt Blue Jay was a huge one for me in Jacksonville. Like those were like people, like examples of people, you know, that really kind of helped me out and helped me figure out how to use my camera and how to utilize my vision in a better way. But as far as somebody that I can see their vision, there's this guy on Instagram, his name is Cvadik, that's C-V-A-D-I-K, and I don't even know, he's not from here, he's from like Norway or, no, I don't even know. All his shit looks like it is. I don't know how to explain that. But his style is just so locked in. Like all of his presets are fucking awesome. I love the way he edits his stuff. And he has like a vision that's kind of similar to mine. I can see it. A lot of what he tries to express is his mood. And that's usually the atypical side. So he uses models that you wouldn't usually see in a photo shoot that aren't necessarily, you know, the universal definition of what beautiful is. So girls with like gap teeth and girls with, you know, pale skin and blemishes and freckles, and just like, I really appreciate that he uses that, because in my eyes, those people have always been looked over. I've always really liked to see the things that other people haven't seen as much, you know, that the industry doesn't necessarily want to see. But I love his style, just the way he shoots, his angles, everything about it. I mean, that's probably been the biggest inspiration as far as my portrait photography goes. And then also he does a lot of cool abandoned shit. So like, of course, like that's also gonna be a huge part of it. I would just say, you know, follow your vision. Make sure that you stay true to it. Don't try to replicate others. You know, you'll always get better in the long run as far as like how you learn to use your camera. That's one thing, but the only thing that you can control that's completely yours and individual to you is the way that you see things. So don't sell out. You know, you might see other people's work and think, I want to expand what I have, but don't just say, wow, I'm on Instagram or I'm on Pinterest and I want to copy that exact outfit. I want to copy that exact look, that exact aesthetic. You don't need to do that. Like, if you have it in your head a certain way, you find a way to make that vision come true. Don't see it somewhere else and try to copy their vision, because that's never going to work out for you in the long run.